So I want you to have a look at this sentence. How does it make you feel? At first, it might be fine. It's a statement, and I'm sure that many of you will agree with it. But when you look closely at it, really, is this a sentence that is accurate or represents every single one of you? Do every single one of you have soap or shampoo that smells like orange blossoms? And do all of you shave your legs in the shower? I'm willing to bet probably not. On top of that, how do you feel that essentially the sentence that I've written accuses you all of stinking and being greasy and not looking very nice? This is what I want to talk about today when it comes to this pronoun that is so common to all of us and yet really can get us into a lot of trouble, particularly in academic writing. Lots of people will tell you avoid using the pronoun you in academic writing because it is not formal enough. Now, this is true, but really the way that I want you to think about it is you cannot be certain what your reader thinks or knows or experiences. So if we think about a sentence like, pet ownership benefits everyone, particularly if you have anxiety or depression. Now let's have a look at what these pronouns, everyone, and you are actually doing in this sentence. So what this is saying is that pet ownership benefits all people. And this is particularly true if you, reader, have anxiety or depression. So pet ownership, owning a pet is good for absolutely everyone in the world, and absolutely everyone in the world will benefit even more if you, specific person whose eyes are skimming across this page or who is doing text to talk and then listening to it, specifically if you and you alone have anxiety or depression. Now that's obviously not what you mean. But also, here, if your reader does not happen to have anxiety or depression, then you're alienating your reader. So pet ownership benefits everyone, particularly if you, reader, have anxiety or depression. And now you're thinking, well, I don't have anxiety or depression, and so maybe pet ownership doesn't benefit me. Another way that this tends to get us in trouble is if we have a sentence like, it's important that you do your homework before participating in extracurricular activities. Okay, here's something. It's important that you do your homework before participating in extracurricular activities. Now, it's important that you, writers, students in this class, know your reader, know your audience. And when you write something like, it's important that you do your homework before participating, what happens if somebody is reading this who has absolutely no homework? I finished my homework. I don't go to class anymore. So why do I need to care about homework and extracurricular activities? You are alienating me. You don't ever want to alienate your reader, and you don't ever want to presume that you know your reader. Right? Another thing I get a lot is students who have children find it hard to keep up with school. You need to get your kids ready for school, yada yada yada, right? You need to get your kids ready for school, you need to make sure they're clothed and fed, you need to keep a roof over their head. Well, guess what, class? I don't have any kids, right? So I don't need to get my kids ready for school, I don't have any, right? So this is the reason why we say in academic writing, don't use you, right? It's too informal. And what we mean by that is you are presuming too much of an intimate relationship with your reader. So how do we fix this? Okay, so let's take the first one. Pet ownership benefits everyone, particularly if you have anxiety or depression. Well, how can I change that? I need to get rid of you, right? And I need to make the subject the main idea. I need to really emphasize that. So pet ownership can benefit everyone. What about something like studies show? Now, if you're going to use something like that, you need to provide the evidence. You need to bring me some kind of study, right? Studies show that owning a pet can help alleviate symptoms of anxiety and depression. Okay? I've taken the you out of there. And what I've done is I've emphasized what is the main important subject, owning a pet. Okay? It is important that you do your homework before participating in extracurricular activities. Let's try that one. Completing homework prior to participating in extracurricular activities is a good habit for students to develop. Okay, so now I'm still got the same information, but I've taken you out of it and I've really put in who will actually benefit from this, right? It's not me, it's students. And here I'm not alienating my reader. I'm giving the same message across, but I'm not dictating to my reader what that reader should think or feel or experience. So this is something that is, in my opinion, very important to practice and to get in the habit of correcting. And it really is a quick way to make your writing more sophisticated and more academic. So go ahead and do the activity, the worksheet that's on Blackboard. Post your suggestions on the discussion board. And if you have any questions, reach out and we will see you in next class.